Hey guys, I'm going to do something slightly different today. During COVID, you've got to, I guess, look for things to do. And there's something that's been part of me forever, my whole life, and that's painting. And as a child, it's actually all I ever did. I just drew, created, painted. When we moved into our new house, it was upstairs, downstairs. It's so similar to this house that I'm in now. It's hilarious, although I don't need to sneak out anymore. I could just walk out my front door. But the rules, Dad had 2 rules. Rachel, don't put blue tack on the walls and don't paint everything. And I said, sure, Dad. And of course, it was like a shrine to you two with 1,000 posters on the walls. And I painted absolutely everything in sight. I remember, like, just from, especially sort of around the ages 14 to 17, where I don't think I was in a great headspace, but the painting really helped. I used to just sit down there and create stuff. I had this passion for painting denim, so denim shorts and stuff. So whatever you liked, I'd put on your denim shorts. I think I wore them for the first day of art school. But yeah, I did a course this year with the most delightful autumn SKYE Morrison. She's a what you call a visionary artist, and she's remarkable. And I came across her work in Bali in 2016, and I wanted to paint with her forever. And the opportunity came up this year in February in Byron Bay. So I went, and it was the most extraordinary experience. It was not only just painting. I think you can see my painting just there in the background. It's also on my website. It was the most phenomenal. It was called a Soul Portraits Retreat. And it was just so much more than just painting. It was like a reconnection to this part of myself. I've been told for years, like my auntie Claire, beautiful angel face, my dad, my cousin Em, my sisters, everyone just has been saying paint, 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 paint. But you know, sometimes life gets in the way and you forget. And I kind of knew as soon as I saw this house and its history, and that it was an architect who lived here, and in this space, he had his studio. That's why I call it the studio. And it's got so much history of creativity, and I thought, oh, that's going to be perfect, because I'm just going to get in there and it's going to flow. So the beauty of that course as well was, I'm just picking some paints. Autumn said some really interesting things. Like, one thing was, there was about 30 of us there, and she said, how many of you are graphic designers? Put up your hands. Like, there's so many of us. And she's like, I bet your parents sort of said, and I'm not blaming them, absolutely, I love my graphic design career, it was great. But, you know, just saying, were you guided away from the art and into something they thought would be more, you know, easier to make money, more profitable, you know, more abundant, which is really interesting, because, you know, I know a lot of artists. I do know a lot of struggling artists, but I also know a lot of, you know, very successful artists making a lot of money. So, you know, I think it's one of those things that, yes, of course you can make a go of it, but it's just how much effort and energy you put into it. I also, what I loved about that, just briefly, is the fact that she also said, you know, the best thing about art is that you can do whatever you like. There are no rules. So there's no right or wrong. I mean, Skye is, her name's Autumn Skye, but she doesn't mind what you call her, so whatever pops in. She's the most extraordinary artist. I'll put her details down below, have a look. She just is phenomenal. And watching her paint is like, it's like, oh my God. But it's also, it's just one of those things where there is no right or wrong. Anything you paint is right. It's just an expression of yourself. It doesn't have to be a direct interpretation. Like, is my painting going to look like that amazing photo when I'm finished? Probably not. But, you know, it would have been, it's from my heart. It'll be the best that I can do. And I'll be happy with that, I'm sure. I also want to talk a bit about the reason why I'm putting these on, these videos as well. When I first came back to Australia, I connected again with, I've got this beautiful psychic called Clive, and I connected with him and I said, you know, this is going on, and he said, have you opened Pandora's box? I'm like, yeah, I think I have, unfortunately. But I was talking about Australia and having been away for almost 10 years and coming back, and just the leaps it had taken, the advancement in, you know, women's sport and more women on TV, and I noticed that first, like there was a real change in that. But there was also a part of me, because I'm into my chakras, and the solar plexus chakra is actually in Australia. It's at Ayers Rock, and solar plexus is all about, you know, standing in your power, which we've talked about, showing people what you're good at. And I was explaining to Clive, and I was saying, Australia's so amazing. It's got so many amazing things, but it just doesn't show what it's good at to the rest of the world. Like, you know, it's got an amazing medical system, an amazing, you know, education system. It really is just a beautiful, incredible, lush and abundant country. And we've got one of the oldest Indigenous races. And we really have to, I feel, merge those two together a bit more strongly, because I just find it extraordinary that I don't even know any. I know there's a lot of dialects, but I don't know one Aboriginal word. You know, it's really not good enough. We've got to really integrate it into our society. There's so much we can learn from each other. But anyway, getting back to me saying, you know, Australia doesn't show what it's good at, and Clive just said, yeah, neither do you. Oh, you're righto, Clive. Okay. So this is for you, Clive. So I just wanted to sort of say, to release the fear of not being good enough, because whatever you do is going to be good enough. You know, it's not really, it doesn't really matter like what other people think. It's just, you know, what you're doing, and that's good enough. She also said about, you know, how as little artists in our youth, and you'd go and put your paint on your dinner plates, your mum would say, where are all my dinner plates? Oh, they're downstairs in my art room. So this is a painting. I needed some artwork for my wall. And Skye showed us this way of painting, a particular way, but I'm not going to use that this time, because I think it's really important to develop my own style. I love her method, it's so beautiful. This is a black and white painting, so that's how I'm going to paint it as I see it. So I've started, like, as you can see in the background, I'm drawing my beautiful friend Kev. I met Kev in Bali at the same time, actually, that I came across Autumn's work, at exactly the same resort, Naya, Ubud. And he was coming for to give Jules and I a meditation. And he and I just connected instantly. It's just the most gorgeous spirit ever. I feel like I might have been his big sister in a past life. Very protective of Kev. But I just remembered this stunning, he was actually a dancer. He's a ballet dancer, and also yoga teacher, and, you know, beautiful person. But I don't even know how I got this photo. He must have sent them to me, I'm not sure. But it was so beautiful, and I just thought I need something that will pop out of this wall, because the wall's quite dark. So I'm going to, I just thought that would be the perfect image, and it sort of suits yoga, meditation, flow, dancing, all those beautiful things. So I've transferred it by gridding. So you grid the picture and then the canvas, and then you can get more of more, you know, you can get the proportions right. So if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I'll put those down there below as well. You can see my progress as I go. So I just want to say to you that there are things you can do in COVID, like pick up the paintbrush if you haven't picked it up for years, or, you know, write a book or a song or a poem, or learn guitar, or there are actually cool things you can do. So I would encourage you to do those for your mental health. Like, just don't worry about that outcome or what it looks like or whatever. It's just do it. Just do it. Oops, my kids would just really laugh then, because I went to stop it with my finger on the screen. You know how you can do that? It's not going to work. It's not like that. So I'm going to start with a base that's just mid-grey. Kev's quite dark, and the photo's quite dark. So I'll start with the mid-grey, and I'll just paint in the like the middle bits, and then I'll have to draw again over the top. But you'll see as I go along. So I'm just going to do that for you now. I'm going to play some music because I like to paint to music. So here he is. So basically what I've done now is just blocked in the shape. It's a really thirsty canvas because I didn't have any canvases, so I just used an old. I had a bit of material put on some board that I didn't really like anymore, so I just painted over that. But it's linen and it's really taking a lot of paint up. But I love it because you can actually see through here. I mean, this is going to be white in the end, but part of the other painting is shining through in the background, which looks really fabulous. I might actually incorporate that later on. But here's Kev. Kind of looks like Milan as well. And so in the next couple of days, I'm running out of white paint. I'll have to do click and collect at Eckersley's. But I'll now, as you can see, I've drawn over all the lines. I'm going to have to regrid and redraw, and then come in and fill in all the beauty and make him come alive. So I'd encourage you to, rediscover a part of you that's been missing, or you've lost contact with. It's like meeting an old friend again. It's quite exciting. It just really fills me with so much joy and happiness, and just, just feel alive, and just taking away that fear and that it doesn't matter, just do it. However it looks is right. And what a beautiful thing that is about art. So if I'm inspiring you to go and paint, then please do, or draw, or do whatever. Get creative. It's fun. I'll see you soon. Bye.